go. Haha. They work! Yes! We have captions. So y'all can't see this, but I made some adjustments on my end. So that... Ooh. I made some adjustments on my end so that I can adjust audio levels a bit easier. It's more precise. Instead of just having desktop and me, I now have it's split for everything. I can see the world. But yes, we have an unofficial, I mean, I revealed this on Twitter, but I have my little PNG tuber. Jem! If you ever do want to commission me, of course, I will make you a PNG tuber. Always happy to. They give you like an exemption 3 times in a stream or something. What? Mods get exempt a little bit? That's kind of nifty. Kind of nifty. Alright, what else before I get started? It's been a hot minute, but also, my life's just been in shambles, so I do apologize for not being present, but like I had to take care of some offline stuff over the past summer. It's been awful, but I am energized. I am here. I had like half a cup of pot. I can't talk. I had like half a pot of coffee, and it's just been sustaining me. Tim also made chili yesterday, so I had chili mac for dinner, and it's... Jem, disregard. I don't smoke. I can't. It's all good. No, slip of the tongue, you know? I don't partake in any substances other than caffeine. Sometimes alcohol, but because I'm medicated, even that is very uncommon. Yes, I've been working on my desk. Where's that quote command? Only Moon can quote, and if she would like to quote, it's exclamation add quote, no spaces. So it's exclamation add quote, space, and then whatever nonsense that came out of my mouth. But yes, I've been working on my desk, kind of. I desperately need to get my new computer up and running, because I'm down to 4 USB ports on my current computer, which is enough for, what, my mouse, my keyboard, my mic, and my headphones. That's it. So if anything else breaks, I'm going to be in shambles. Jem, you would get ads on your mom's account. So not fully exempt. Yeah, that's what I thought. Of course, like, even the channels that I'm not subscribed to, I don't totally get ads because I have ad block. Don't smite me. Don't smite me. Twitch, please don't. Whoopsie. Someone say something? Weird. It doesn't work? Oh, that's unfortunate. Mine are so polite, they always tell me. It pops up in like the top left corner. They're like, blocking your ads now, tink. I'm like, oh, my hero. I didn't know this was happening. Okay. Now that we are mostly caught up, socialized, communicating, welcome chat, of course. Congrats again, Moon, for waiting 45 minutes to get first. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jem, for the hydrate. I came prepared. I have a cup of water and a whole bottle because it's going to be a lot of talking today. Oh, yes, and thank you, Jem and Moon, for gathering your petals. Is that what I call them? Yes. Grabbing your petals. I don't remember TGA if you grabbed yours, but thank you, Ben, for the resub. I greatly appreciate that. Whole 9 months. Got a Twitch baby. That's sick. Okay, 1 hour? Moon? Why? I wasn't even here an hour ago. Opera has an ad block? Yo, Opera's been popping off on Twitter. I love that account. You didn't want to forget my stream? Oh. Joe's gonna steal first. Okay. I'm going to make a note because Tulip has a first and second redeem. I will make a note, a personal note, to add in another redeem, okay? So we can have like 2 firsts or something. First and second first. Like second breakfast. Something like that. Okay. But to catch us up on what happened last time, because even I have kind of forgot. Don't ask me about these people's names, I don't remember. Moon, I would probably do maximum 2 redeems per stream, and then, like, each person can only redeem it once. So it would be a first grab kind of thing. It would be under 1 command. You wouldn't... Or 1 redeem. You... I've thought this through. Oh, Jem, if you have questions, Tulip did, like, a little, she had a graphic set up. It takes, like, maybe 5 minutes tops. If you have Mix It Up already set up. I don't know how to do it in any other bot system. I only know Mix It Up. I've been summoned. Hi, Tulip. I was saying how smart you are in setting up daily redeems. You thought about doing it, but it involves Mix It Up and you don't like app open on your PC. That's fair. I really should close Discord. I forgot about that. What else do I have open? Seems okay. Alrighty. Tulip! Thank you. Oh, goodness. I have no stream element sounds. That's awful. Thank you for the... Thank you for the... How do I get those back? Shit. I did too good of a job at splitting my stuff, and I don't know where anything is located. Okay, I am going to do something really quick, because that means that we're not going to have any fun noises today. I'm so sorry, guys. No sound alerts. I have to go find where those are located. So we actually have audio. Whoopsie. You know, this is what happens. I change things. I try to, like, stay ahead of the game. And then I fumbled the ball. Thank you for grabbing your daily pedal, Tulip. Alright. Like I was saying, don't ask me for any of these people's names. I don't remember them. But what happened last time is our main character found this weird little token thing. It, in theory, could bring back one person from death. Main character was burned alive several times. No. He was not, well, I did get stuck in a burned alive loop, but that was not the ultimate demise. So he's got this token. He wants to bring back somebody, I guess. And when we stopped last time, we had restarted back to the point where his friend was, like, caught in some weird possession. Her friend was murdered. And so we are going to be starting from the point of here. The Kinshi... Oh yeah, Shogo. So Shogo came with his friend to this park to find this totem that allegedly would bring back somebody from their demise. And she wanted to bring back her dog. It did not work out well for her. And then we had a series of unfortunate events which ultimately led to us drowning? But we drowned out of water? Question mark, question mark? So after stream last time, I went ahead and checked out how we got to unlock this second path. And I'm just gonna go ahead and replay this one just to get us all on the same page, because even I'm kind of forgetting. So we're in Shogaoki Park. Right? No, we are Shogaoki. This is Kinchibori Park. Okay. I'm good. I'm good. Also, of course, as always, if any of my audio levels are goofy, please let me know. Also, if my PNG tuber ends up blocking anything, I will try to figure that out as soon as I can. I think I'm in an okay spot because stuff pops up here, recalls down here, and like I don't think I'll block anything. But just let me know. Alrighty. Yoko. Wait. You're kidding, right? About what? I mean, just now. It kinda sounded like you were saying that only people with spirit sense can see you. Oh yeah, she's goofing on us. She's making a fool out of us. She's like really into paranormal activity. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm kind of a ghost. We're like, what? Alright. Of course that was a joke, duh! You don't really think I'm some kind of evil spirit, do you? But yeah. Evil man. Men. Ugh. Oh! My PNG tuber's blocking that. There's a man over here. I mean, you are the one that said evil. I know. I know. They had to clarify the evil part. Could just be a spirit. Benevolent. Kind. Caring. Who knows? I meant what I said about your spirit sense being strong. I bet you could down a whole gimlet in one gulp. Seriously. Or an esper? Is that a real thing? I know esper. E-S-P-U-R-R as the Pokemon. Isn't E-S-P-E-R a separate thing? I'm learning something new today. Oh, no, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's a common kind of supernat. Alright. Okay. I need to break out the Google. Okay, give me a moment. Esper. Policy management software for government. Ah, yes. Okay. A person who has extrasensory perception. A person who practices the development of psychic activity. Interesting. I've only ever heard of, like, psychics. You got Mark Esper? The first Dead and Danganronpa joked about it, and also the game I'm always oh, 999. Yeah. I need to look into that one. I'm adding it to my list. You'll pray for my mental health if you start that game. It would take a lot in a horror game to, like, really mess me up. If I'm being honest. Which, I don't know if that's a good thing. But, putting it out there. I mean, for the puzzles. Oh, I like puzzles. I'm a puzzle person. I like puzzles. That's why I really like detective games. That's why we're here. You said that too. Okay. I will take your word for it. That's the real reason I asked you to help me with the 7 Mysteries of Honjo business. Okay, let me just clarify something. Are you saying you can actually see paranormal stuff? Sure, I could handle a solid Moscow Mule. Oh yeah, her and her spirits. They said the name of the game. Who said it? I didn't see Paranormasight. Where was it? Yo, I Have I blocked any words yet? Did I actually pick like prime PNG location? Look at me go. Why are you measuring this in terms of cocktails? Not a believer, huh? Well, that's no matter. They almost said it. Okay. But you have to have seen some weird stuff over the years, right? Weird stuff? Yeah, like things you could see but could never understand. You can't be serious. I've got most of my memory back, but I still feel a bit out of it. Okay. I don't know how she's so comfortable talking about spirits and the paranormal at this time of night. Either she's got guts or she's just used to it, unless... No, it can't be. I would be very surprised if they randomly fit PARANORMASIGHT into conversation here. It's gotten late. Really late, actually. It's already past 1 a.m. There's a chill in the air, but I guess that's normal for this time of year. Or so I keep telling myself. It's an interesting looking playground, but it's crawling with kids during the daytime. But it's kind of peaceful here at night. Do I need to talk to you again? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Alcohol. Totally unrelated, but do you actually drink real alcohol? I mean, okay, I know I said I didn't drink, which I don't really. Like, I couldn't tell you. It's probably been months, maybe a year since, like, I had my last adult beverage. But Dunkin'? Dunkin' of the donut variety is coming out with an iced coffee, a spiked iced coffee. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Spiked coffee. Yeah. I am so intrigued. I love Dunkin'. Thank you for grabbing your daily pedal, Beba. Hi, enjoy your lurk. Dunkin', yes. Thank you, Pi, for grabbing your daily pedal. And thank you, Ben, for your contribution. Thought you said spitted coffee. No. Spiked. It's got the booze in it. You were on board with Spiked Monster and Spiked Mountain Dew. Haven't tried the Mountain Dew one, but coffee? I'm not a Mountain Dew person. It tastes like... What's it taste like? Sierra Mist? It just tastes like... I don't even know if it's more mild. It just tastes like another, like, lemon lime beverage. This is probably sacrilegious to somebody, but, like, I'm not a Mountain Dew person. I've had spiked hot chocolate, which is probably why I'm, like, kind of on board with spiked coffee. I'm also just, like, an absolute coffee fiend. Spiked hot cocoa is delicious. It's so good. Especially because, like, since it's a hot beverage, you can't really taste the alcohol because alcohol tastes kind of hot, if that makes sense. A little dangerous. Right, Tulip? I'm intrigued mostly because, like, coffee's an upper, right? It's a stimulant, and alcohol is a depressant. So, what's gonna end up happening with both in one beverage? Might have a little... I need to get my hands on it whenever it comes out. I gotta try. Time to spike my monster with melatonin. Please don't do that. See which one wins. Oh god. Oh goodness. I can't imagine. I had to drive 4 hours on Saturday. It's like 2 hours one way, 2 hours back. And I had a Bang Energy, which I don't know how much caffeine is meant to be in there. But I was hoping it would, like, keep me awake. on the drive back, it didn't help, and I was so disappointed. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Bang's like 300 milligrams? Aw, man. I need to, like, take myself off of caffeine for a bit if 300 milligrams still has me drowsy. That's a big yikes. Energy drinks don't affect you, so the melatonin will only affect me. I think I'm kind of in the same boat. Just double the dose? Okay. I know you're joking. I assume you're joking. But, like, the average adult, I think, can only safely consume 400 milligrams in a day. So please be careful with your caffeine consumption. Something like that, yeah. I've looked into this just because I'm like, how much can I safely consume to try and get the most bang for my buck? And unfortunately, it's not enough. You thought it was 2,000? Ah! No! No, that would probably kill a horse. Please don't. Yes, bang for your buck, but your dad is going to die. So I don't know, like, I know everybody's, like, tolerances, of course, is going to be different. 400 milligrams is just, like, the safe, quote-unquote, standard. Of course, like, not a scientist, not a medical professional. Probably better if you stay on the lower side of that number. But, yeah, just be careful with your caffeine, guys. But Duncan, if you wanna sponsor me, I already spent so much money there. Whoa, talk about whiplash. I didn't expect you to start making small talk. Well, our conversation was getting a bit dark. I figured a change of topic might lighten things up. Oh, I see. If you really want to know, I like to think I can handle a few drinks. But to tell you the truth, I've never actually had a Moscow Mule. Same, Bessie. I like the mugs, though. Really now. I just thought it sounded cool. I would like to try it, though. Are Moscow Mules the one with ginger beer? Why don't we go for a drink sometime, then? Ooh, are you asking me out? No, you're just being a good Samaritan, right? No, that's not what I meant. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd be up for that. But only if we find one of the 7 mysteries. Alright, well, let's get to work. You'll just keep with your daily coffee on the afternoon and a little cup of Coke at the meal. I know, our man missed out on becoming the Riz champion. Unfortunate. Waiting for a game to have the balls to do that? Riz Lord! Tell me that he doesn't give off. Like, his picture feels like he should have Riz. Like, he should be trying, you know? Very all to count. But he's just like Uwu soft boy instead. There's no Riz to be found. The bio says unremarkable. Yeah. He's just your average guy. He's just a normal dude. Much like Light Yagami was. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. If you would like to say hi, you are more than welcome to. Otherwise, enjoy the lurk. And thank you for dropping by. Thank you for hydrate, Kiwi. If that's unremarkable, I'm actually Igor from Frankenstein. Like any harem MC. Ugh. It's probably for the best that we don't have a Riz Lord. you know. Cage! No worries. I absolutely understand the feel. Welcome in. How are you doing today, friend? Alrighty. What else can we talk about? Rite of Resurrection. Oh boy. By the way, were we talking about the Rite of Resurrection? Ooh, your memory's as strong as your tolerance. I'm gonna start calling you Martini Man Shogo. Yoko here's got more riz than we do. Just saying. Just saying. Sapo! Thank you for the resub! Mostly lurking. Asthma so bad. I'm so sorry. Take care of yourself. Waiting to eat dinner. Mmm. French bread pizza. Bruh, what's up? I know everybody's here. I had chili mac for dinner. Some spaghetti with chili. Thank you, Saf, for grabbing your pedal. Can I call you Martini Man? Because I want you to shake me up and pour me out. Listen, we could take a lesson from Yoko. For real. I'm really climbing up the drinks menu, huh? So you know about it, huh? The Rite of Resurrection? A magazine ran a feature on it recently that got practically everyone talking about it. Really? Maybe that's where I heard about it. Still, I don't know. It seems a little too far-fetched to be true. So the Rite of Resurrection. It's the forbidden art of bringing the dead back to life, concocted by a famous onmyoji from an ancient age. Bye, Tulip! Rumor has it an old manuscript containing actual concrete details about the rite was recently discovered. This rumor comes from a presentation given by local historian Hideki Arashi at an academic conference. You sure know a lot about this stuff. That's because I'm secretly a huge occult buff. Aren't we all? I kinda got that. Oh. But if a researcher spoke about it at an academic conference, it must have some basis in fact. The older I get, the more this feels not to be true. Exactly. That's why I believe the Rite of Resurrection is real. Now I'm starting to believe it too. Good. The pursuit of the unknown starts with belief. I am, but certainly not in secret. There's like definitely a spectrum of like occult fuckery, you know? Of like how much you're into it. Like you got the horoscope girlies on one side, and then you got all out witches on the other. And there's like, everybody falls somewhere on the scope. You know what I'm talking about? Like, crystal girls are probably closer to horoscope girlies. Gem a real one. Gem's a real one. Okay. What else can we talk about? Honjo. I just remembered I actually did some research on the 7 mysteries of Honjo at the library. You did? What'd you find? Well, I discovered a few things. Tell me everything. Although they're called the 7 mysteries, literature lists 9 of them. Oh, I'm surprised you picked up on that. Nice researching. Some people think there could be up to 15. That's the thing about these old folktales. Stuff gets added to them over the years. That's more extra stories than main ones. Yeah, but the 7 mysteries rolls off the tongue way better than 9 or 15. If you say so. But it makes sense, don't you think? It's more likely to be passed on if it's easy to remember. That's a good point. You're not a crystal girl? Just for the record, I don't know what Cage did. Cage followed. That was it. Nothing too wild. Just a little follow, which I do appreciate. Yeah, GG's. You went from 10,000 Impalia to 5,000? 5,000 what? Money? Yeah, gold. Yikes. Unfortunate. Yeah, I messed up. No, you did not. That is a lie. No errors here. No mistakes to be found. Oh, I still have to talk to her about this. Are these really ghost stories? I read some of the stories and none of them were, well, scary. I thought these were supposed to be ghost stories. That's true. They're more like a collection of superstitions, really. But there are some pretty disturbing ones in the mix. Yeah, like the one that's supposed to take place here, the Whispering Canal. People who fished in this canal would hear a voice call out saying, "Leave it." They had to abandon their catch or the canal would take it. Right, right. Is that what you're expecting to find here in the park? Not quite. We're talking about a folktale from hundreds of years ago. After centuries of the telephone game, who knows if it's anything like the original story. So basically, you think the true story of the Whispering Canal might be completely different from what we know? Exactly! I'm sure it is. I mean, weren't you curious? About what? People from around here have that expression, left at the canal, right? Meaning to abandon someone? The story's where it comes from. Except the story being told today is about fish. There's nothing in it about leaving people behind. Now that you mention it, that's true. So you're saying the original story maybe did involve someone being abandoned? That's what I'm trying to find out. Ah, gotcha. I've seen ghost photos in magazines before, but are you telling me they really exist? You bet they do, but you can only recognize them if you really believe in them, so be careful. So even with my skill, I won't be able to see them if I doubt that they exist? That's right. Spirit world is all about the mind and the soul. You won't be able to see a thing unless you're properly in tune. But sometimes people get caught up in the moment, thinking they might see something, and then they really do because they believe they would. Is that how that works? Yeah, just like drinking. You'll never know how much booze you can handle unless you're ready to down some shots. I'm still not sure I get the drinking thing. You know, I just realized how strange it was as the words left my mouth. Ugh. Okay, spirit sense. And if you can believe that, there might be hope for you yet. You can't be serious. Wait, hang on, I've got another question. You mentioned the Rite of Resurrection. Are you looking for that too? Does it have something to do with the 7 Mysteries of Honjo? Oh, you're sharp. I could cut my finger on you. To tell the truth, it's actually the other way around. What do you mean? Well, I started off searching for the Rite of Resurrection, but along the way I realized that I needed to investigate the 7 Mysteries of Honjo first. I see. So then, why are you looking for the rite? If you're looking into a way to bring someone back from the dead, does that mean you've got someone you want to bring back? You know what? Forget it. It just came to mind, so I thought I'd ask. I didn't mean to pry. Sorry. No, it's fine. I figured I'd need to tell you at some point. It's Ogopogo. Ogopogo? Yeah, I want to bring Ogopogo back to life. He died in an accident about a month ago. Ogopogo died? Oh, right. Ogopogo was my dog. I had him for 8 years. Ah, okay. Your dog. Gotcha. You spent a long time together. Losing him must have been really hard for you. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure if the rite even works on dogs. But as soon as I found out about it, I knew I had to give it a try. I don't think I could forgive myself if I just let the opportunity pass by. Definitely. Now I understand why you feel so strongly about it. Thanks for telling me. I know this must be hard to talk about. Right? It mentions in her, her file, Ogopogo's a Shiba Inu, which is so cute. She's had him for 8 years. I can totally understand. I get it. Had to forget she wanted to be part of a death ritual that involves killing people to resuscitate her dog. So To be clear, she did not know that it requires killing people. She did not know. She heard that there was a way to bring back the dead. She did not know killing people was involved. I can understand. I would like to be clear here. I'm not going to agree with murdering people for the sake of bringing back anything is understandable. We went over this last time I played this game. They asked at the beginning, they were like, hey, if you had to kill people to bring back somebody you love, would you do it? And I was like, no. Even if I didn't have to kill people, I don't think I would do it. So those are my... that's my thoughts. That's where I sit on this. Dogs are better. Dogs are very wholesome. Dogs can do no wrong, in my mind. Yeah, I'm not... If I was given a totem for murder, it would go unused. It'd probably sit in a little case on my shelf. No one would know. But unfortunately, we are not playing as myself. And this man wants to go on a killing spree. You know what? All that led to me meeting you. So at least something good came out of it. Though that doesn't mean I'll stop looking, obviously. Yoko, I'll do everything I can to help you. I was gonna say something, but I can't censor it like I can on Discord. Oh goodness. Oh, Gem. Oh no. Oh no. I'm expecting to open up my Discord DMs after, and it's just like a big Discord censor from Gem. And at the time, it's going to be completely out of context. And it'll probably take me like 2 minutes, like, what does this mean? Where is this coming from? It's like a small sentence. I can see it now. I played this game and then I had the immediate urge to rewatch Death Note. So it's fresh on my mind, if that was not glaringly obvious. You were Team L? Of course. Of course. Sleep-deprived snack eater that sits like a little gremlin in his chair. King. I love L. Maybe I was a little Team Misa, but no one has to know. Oh my goodness. So I am not like delved into Twilight drama. I was not a Twilight girly and I'm still not. But Saf has caught me up on like some of what happens in that series. What the fuck? I don't... You were a Twilight girly if Jacob was involved? Jacob does some weird stuff. Edward was a stalker and Jacob imprints on a child. That's weird. Really weird. Enjoy your food, Cage. Have a good dinner. Oh, yeah, Taylor Lautner. Taylor Lautner, separate from Twilight. Moon, I can't disregard it. I can't disregard it. You had a friend rewatch all of Twilight because they suddenly had a fancy for Robert Pattinson? Imagine being so down bad for an actor that you watch Twilight. Couldn't be me. Only good thing from Twilight was your introduction to the Muse. I don't know what that is. But I'm glad one good thing came out of it. No, literally. Maybe Kristen? Oh, the band Muse. I'll have to look them up. I will have to look them up. No, so my, gosh, what movies did I watch of Twilight? I watched one, and I don't remember which one, because it was not in order. But my one, when I was in, did that come out when I was in middle school? My friends were obsessed, and so they brought me along to like one of the movies for their birthday. I didn't want to go, because I was like, ugh. But I had to. Icky. I don't remember what happened in it either. And that was around the time of parody movies, so like shortly thereafter the Twilight parody movie came out. I saw that. I didn't quite understand the context of like what it was making fun of, but I did watch it. You watched Twilight just because you wanted to have it off your watch list. That's understandable. You don't like vampires unless it's Van Helsing or Castlevania. Castlevania. Yeah. Alucard from Castlevania. I get it. Oh, I didn't watch True Blood. I was just not a vampire person. I didn't get into vampires. I don't know. Alucard and Dracula. Moon. You read a good book about vampires and then left. That's good. Oh goodness. Okie doke. I'm so glad to hear that. Let's keep up the hard work then, yeah? What's that got to do with the 7 mysteries? So about the connection between this rite and the 7 mysteries. Putting together everything we've talked about, my guess is that the original stories behind the 7 mysteries, the true stories, are the key to finding the rite of resurrection. And that's why you're here searching for one of them. Do I have that right? Wow, 10 out of 10! You're proving to be quite the capable assistant. Wait, since when was I your assistant? Anyway, this is all just hearsay, but some say that what led to the 7 mysteries coming to be was the rite of resurrection itself. Huh? Don't the stories come from the Edo period? Oh, I think it's Edo. My bad. Oh, wait. It is Edo. Edo? But OBS likes when I say Edo. I don't know. Not my native tongue. I do apologize. I thought the Rite of Resurrection was supposed to be way older than that. Right. It seems that an onmyoji from the Edo period rediscovered the ancient art. That old manuscript I mentioned with all the details on how to use the rite? Apparently it was written in the Edo period. Oh, right. I never told you its name. The manuscript is called The Record of Fates. What a name. And it speculates that the secret of the rite is hidden within the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So, now, the 7 mysteries are the hot new trend. Among who? You know, this whole thing's starting to sound pretty questionable. Come on! Remember what I said about the pursuit of the unknown? It starts with belief. Right. Whoa! What the hell? It feels like the air just changed. Alrighty. Quick warning for anybody that has sensitivities to distorted figures. It's not going to pop up immediately when I move. But it will soon. I think. Maybe. So just general warning. And if you would like to check out the other warnings, thank you, Moon. There's a lot of stuff here. Anywho. Yoko, are you okay? Ah. Hey, what's wrong? Stay with me. No, this can't be. No. So, in our other path, last stream, I turned around, turned back, and Yoko had passed. But to get the path that we are going on today, I just need to talk to her. And keep talking to her. Ah! Yoko! It's no use. She's in no condition to talk. Yeah, so this didn't pop up last stream. We didn't have this option. So this is what we're doing today. Huh? What? Is calling her name really going to help? I'm already yelling as hard as I can. Shouldn't I look for what's causing this? Yoko! Hang in there, Yoko! Look at me! You're going to be okay. It's all right. There's nothing there. Yoko! Take my little sippy. Alright. So now we're in Kinchibari Park, part 3. I do not know what this entails, as when I played off stream, that was all I saw. Shogo, you little idiot. Shoko cries Yoko's name in a desperate attempt to wake her as she lies unmoving on the ground. Will his pleas get through to her? I don't even know if she's okay. So we'll see. Is Yoko okay? Does she survive? Unlike the other route. Goodness, I hope so. This? Oh, it changed. That's exactly what I look like when I wake up. Same dazed and confused face. Huh? Oh, good. You're awake. What? Are you okay? You were so rattled and confused. I thought you'd really lost it. Do you feel dizzy? Have a headache? Are your humors off balance? Wait, did you say? I think I've heard that before. You're the one who said it earlier. She's just sleepy. Exactly, Mood. She's just an eepy little baby. She just needs a nap. Oh, right. That might have been it. My humors were off balance. Yes, V-eepy. She never died or anything. Of course, of course. No death here, officer. What, back there? You ended up like that because of your humors? Yeah, I've heard that at this age... At this age... I thought she was like 22. Following graduation. Worked at a desk job. Busted head boots at the supervisor and quit within a year. You graduate when you're like 21, 22, so she's probably like 22, 23. What's she talking about at this age? Huh? Hi, I'm doing well. How are you? It's Andy, right? I am forgetting. I am forgetful. It's been a hot minute. Doing well. We're in the middle of a scary game. We have saved our friend Yoko. Having plenty to drink. Oh man, I can't believe Yoko's like, oh man, at my age, everything just is in shambles. My humors are off and everything. Bessie's 22, 23, maybe 24 at most. How bad could it be? I've heard that at this age, your humors being even a little bit off can be fatal. I don't know, Davey, you tell me. Listen, if anything, your humors get better with age. It's like a wine. Finely tuned, the longer they sit. I'm glad you're back to normal now. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause you so much trouble. But I really don't remember what happened. Smile of idiot. Moon. Moon, you're being so rude to these poor characters. Sounds like what happened to me. Maybe this place is dangerous somehow. Wait, do we knock at the totem? Shogo's like, oh, you just had a panic attack that almost killed you, but okay. I don't think that our protagonist and his friend here are super in touch with themselves per se. What? Are you backing out? Yeah, it just doesn't feel safe to me. I'm worried about you. Okay, maybe Shogo does get it. Maybe Shogo does get it. It's Yoko that doesn't. Let's call off today's investigation. Come on! I just started feeling back to normal, too. No, not happening. Go home. I'll even pay your cab fare, okay? I ended up having to force a still protesting Yoko into a taxi. Even then, she still wouldn't stop complaining. Oh, man. So to placate her, I promised I'd search the park on my own for a little while longer. Oh, God. Are we still gonna get the totem? Oh! We missed the dangers. That girl had 0 survival skills. It wouldn't be a horror story if people had survival skills, Moon. You should know this. If people had solid, logical takes, no survival skills. I mean, they would have survival skills and there would be no story here. Thank you for hydrate, Beba. I've already finished my cup and we're only an hour in. This is not boding well. Opening my water bottle now. Dipping into the reserves, if you will. Got my sippy. Okay. Summary of previous events. Worried about Yoko after her bizarre incident, Shogo decides to call off their investigation into the mysteries for the night. Despite her stubborn objections, manages to persuade her by offering to continue the search on his own. So it looks like we're searching in the 5 p.m.? Enjoy the lurk, Gem. Have fun in Palia. Palia? Palia. In further news... Oh! Before dawn today, a police officer on patrol discovered a van collapsed in Sumida City Park. The man was taken to the hospital, but his death was confirmed shortly after. Safe travels, Ben! Investigations are still underway, but police suspect a connection to the other unexplained deaths found in the local area. That's it. That's the game. That's all 7 mysteries. All all done. That was it. I mean, I'm assuming there's more to this. The good take didn't work for him? I know. Him being a kind, helpful gentleman to his friend. Okay. You guys can't see this. I just got a Steam achievement that said complete the prologue. That was the prologue! The entire time I have spent in this game probably amounts to, what, 5.5 hours? And we just completed the prologue. We're gonna be at this a while. But it does appear as though, what's his name? Shogo is not long for this world, no matter where we take him. So, R.I.P. F's in the chat. Sorry, Shogo. Well done in your efforts thus far. This brings Shogo Oki's story to a close. Ah, but this is not the end. Far from it. In fact, this is where the story finally begins. The routes of the 3 protagonists have now been unlocked. We get 3. 3 protags. Oh! Oh, this face is burned into my memory. Oh, this woman. Mommy, Jem, she murdered us. She murdered us last time. I got so pissed when we threw out our lighter. Sorry, about Haru Ishigima, a woman who lost her son when he was kidnapped and murdered. Tetsuo Tsutsumi, the chief inspector of the 1st Investigative Division, who is looking into the death of an officer in the line of duty. Oh. Interesting. Oh, it's the kid! It's the kid! We have to play as the kid! I remember. Daddy! Moon! No. Him? Him. Oh, wait, does Jun die? If we play as Tetsuo, does Jun die? I just wanted to make the joke. He's not my joke. I'm gonna be so upset if Jun dies. He doesn't deserve it. He's just a rookie. Who else do we have? I will murder this man without flinching. Like, no thought. I'll do it. Oh my god. Michael Jackson with a mullet. Okay, I'm up to speed again. Yako Sakazaki, a high school girl who wants to bring her friend back from the dead. A girl who died in a suspicious suicide. My boy. Alright, so the other game I've played like somewhat recently is Rain Code, which was from Spike Chunsoft, the Danganronpa people. I think it's rated mature. I might be wrong. But if you like Danganronpa, you can check it out. You play as a detective. But similar backstory in one of those cases to what's going on here. Makes me very sad. Each of them is burdened with circumstances that leave them no choice but to seek the right of resurrection. Following these 3 storylines will reveal the full nature of all that is occurring. With that, please enjoy the continuation of this tale. Thank you, storyteller. Oh, man. Oh my gosh. Alright. Are we going with Haru first? Because it's got our boy in it? Are we going with Tetsuo? Because it has Jun? I think it's Jun. Or are we going with the high schooler? To figure out the mystery surrounding her friend. I know, right? Do we follow the cop? Okay, I guess it's split cop or mommy. Listen, Moon. The poor high schooler that I know. I heartlessly murdered her. They were like, oh no, she's running away. Oops, finger slipped. Actually, it wasn't even an oops, my finger slipped. Oops, my finger slipped and saved the game. And then murdered a child. What great choices this game provides for us. Alright, do I have any extra information? Gruff police detective. Nope. Nope. Oh! So this is only giving us information from the context of Shogo. So because we haven't been given a name for Haru or Yako in Shogo's path, we don't have any extra information on them. We'll start with Haru. When the son of Haru Shigima was kidnapped, a botched investigation by the police resulted in the child's murder. ACAB. 1 year later, Haru has hired a private investigator to help resolve the unsettled case. Late at night, while speaking to the detective at her home, suddenly something strange suddenly appears. 1312. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Moon. So he's a PI? This cool dude's a PI? Did we know that? I might have known that. My memory evades me. Ooh. May those who mock fire's flame perish. Oh. Fire's something. Perish in flame. He's a cop? This can't be happening again. The flame bearers killed them all. He's not a cop. He's a private investigator. So he's not associated with the police department, but he effectively does the same job as a detective. He's just paid by private organizations or individuals instead of the government. Yeah. You've acquired the power of the cursed stone, the haunting clappers. You can use it to kill those with a fire or a fire-starting device on their person. So this is why the PI was asking about having a light. Press the use curse button to set your target alight. Okay. Files updated. Haunting clappers. An enduring superstition. As the evening bell rings in Eriko, near present-day Shumoko Bridge, a night watchman patrols the dark streets and announces his presence by shouting warnings about fires, all the while striking his wooden clappers. But tonight, the sound of another set of clappers answers back. He curiously claps his clappers together again. Clack, clack. The echo answers again, but no matter how hard he searches for the source of this second pair of clappers, he never finds it. Some say it was the work of a mischievous tanuki or kitsune, while others say it was a warning from the spirit of someone who lost their life in a terrible fire. Ooh, okay. Kills by burning one who is in possession of fire or a fire-starting device. Red, red, red. Everything has dyed crimson. My home is burned to the ground. It's hot. So hot. Oh, Moon. Oh no. I must call for help, but I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No, I think I'm already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her? How many innocent people did I lure in under orders? This must be karma. That sound of a heavy bell. It feels like May head will split. Open. There's a typo. Oopsie. Square Enix, fix your game! Alright, the evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Okie dokie. Oh man. Okay. I don't know how much this is shaking on screen, but it is messing with my eyes a little bit, so I should have added a little warning here. A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. I will give anybody in chat heads up for when the shaking screen has disappeared. Oh, would you look at that? It's gone. Now. Kill. Can you hear it, Curse Bearer? You, who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Harushigima, 12 a.m. So this is an hour before we escorted Yoko to a cab. Back with me, ma'am? Can't say I understand what just happened. Hi, TJ. How are you doing today, my fine friend? But it certainly seems to have put you in a good mood. This might be the first time I've ever seen you really smile. Oh, this poor woman. Sweet dreams. Harushigima. What other information do we have here? Haru is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shimoko Bridge. Howdy, howdy. Doing good? Just vibing? Very nice. We are playing a dark visual novel with lots of potentially triggering themes. But we are solving murders. And also causing them. So the basis for this game is that there are 9 mysteries, and each of the mysteries have associated totems with them. Oh, I guess there's more than 9. But in our prologue, we had the Whispering Canal, which gave us the totem of this little fishy. We have this little cursed power, kills by drowning one who leaves the curse bearer behind. So whenever anybody walked away from us, we could just kill them. I know! I've got the Dead by Daylight bug outside of Dead by Daylight. Moon, so it does say that there's 7 mysteries, but we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then there's even, like, one more that we haven't figured out. But, like, in the conversation between Shogo and Yoko, they were talking about how there's anywhere between 9 to 15 to 24 mysteries. But right now we're only aware of 9. No, but for real, Dead by Daylight bug outside of Dead by Daylight. I have, like, I am way too interested in, like, horror games and mysteries than my cutesy appearance would let on. It's very unfortunate that my preferred colors do not quite match up to the desired gaming genres, I suppose. 13 pieces of 12 moment, I know. I know. It's weird. It's weird. You just gotta accept it, you know? Um, oh, no, no, no. Don't do that. But right now, we just finished the prologue. We are now playing as, what was her name? Haru Shigima, who is investigating the murder of her son. Oh my gosh, Shuichi. She is investigating the murder of her son with Richter Kai, who's a private investigator. And that's where we got so far. So we played through the prologue with Shogo and Yoko, who are just kind of standard, business people, I guess. They're just like normal folks. Exactly, exactly, TJ, exactly. I need to consolidate somehow. Kai, your husband. I know. So many simps for Richter Kai. Oh, I forget what he had said to us. No, not dreams. Sounds like something I want to hear about. She's just like so dead behind her eyes. I feel so bad. How are y'all doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I I had way too much to do for work. Um I'm probably going to do more work stuff after stream, to be perfectly honest, because I still have to do some catching up. Um, but I am energized. I had like half a pot of coffee that for the life of me I cannot say faster than that. And so I'm caffeinated. I am fed with homemade chili. And I'm ready to go. Working on thingies and playing a lot of games. Moon, what games have you been playing lately? Are you also on that Palea grind? Oh my gosh. Okay. I've been so I got Tim Dead by Daylight when it was on sale, and I've been waiting. I've been like, "Hey, do you wanna play a little game? Do you wanna play some Dead by Daylight?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Do you wanna play some Dead by Daylight?" He's like, "Ah, maybe." But can we like plan this ahead of time? I have to like really work up to playing a new game. And so I was like, "Hey, do you want to play Dead by Daylight tomorrow? Please." And so we played 2 rounds. He did so good. He escaped twice. He's playing as Dwight as his main so far. Oh, I know. He's just a baby and I don't know if he's like totally into it yet, but I'm so excited that he's at least tried it and he seemed really into it. Or at least he was putting up a good show. It was really funny to listen to him panic. I still need to teach him like to be less afraid of killers because he was like, anytime I see them coming, I need to run to the other side of the map, and I was like, no, it's okay, I promise. It's so cute. No, it was not Bubba style chili. Tim makes I don't even know what he puts in it. It was just like beef and beans and like stewed tomatoes, the huge, little spicy. You grinded a bit in Genshin, even if you finished the story for now. Farmed in Hypixel for 3 hours? Wow! Look at you go, Moon! Best way to introduce is via customs other than perks. The 9 pages perk wall is a nightmare for new players. I had asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to play with bots or do you want to play in like actual lobbies? And he had voted for lobbies, and so I went with it. But we had played against a trapper um, which was good because he had played the tutorial. So like it was an easy sort of segue into real games. And then we played against a like sniper huntress. She was like ridiculously scoping people out from halfway across the map. I was like, this is ridiculous. I have never played against somebody this cracked with huntress before. Uh but I definitely didn't want to overwhelm him with like giving him too much at once. And because like beginner characters only have like three perks at a time, it's a lot easier. Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, I've seen good things about Texas Chainsaw. I have debated on whether to hop on the bandwagon or not. Darkest Dungeon. Roguelike. Oh. So while I am not a roguelike turn-based person, this looks like something that would be up Tim's alley. It's from 2016. Wow. Cool. It's fun, especially if you have friends to play with. I think that's generally the gist I get from asymmetrical horror games. Is like it's a lot more entertaining if you have other people to play with and to like talk about them with. I think games in general are more fun like when you get to talk to other people. It's fun getting to rant. Okay. So what do we have? We have a clock. I'm hearing this ticking. I don't know how well it's being picked up by OBS, but I've been hearing the ticking. What is this? I play almost anything that looks interesting. It's why my backlog is disgustingly large. I understand, TJ. I do. I I get it. I don't think I changed my go live message for today. I think it was something like, ooh, scary backlog. Because really, it's unfortunate. You start if you get into like tracking game deals or like I've picked up so many free games. I'm just like, this did look interesting. When can I play this? But also I have this other game that I was looking forward to more. So I don't know. Play what you can afford. Yeah. I've had to like kind of stop myself from getting too many more games. Cause like there are so many. Yeah, I'm being haunted by my backlog. That one. There are so many new games coming out because like the video game indie scene especially is like only getting larger. And indie games have the opportunity to like test out new features and new mechanics and try things that like established game studios just can't. And because they're usually passion projects instead of like just I don't know, manufactured franchises, there's a lot more room for things that are interesting. So everything just looks so much fun and it's so hard to contain myself of like which one do I need to play? Which one looks the most interesting for me? Well, I'll be damned. Is that what I think it is? Goodness, you made me jump. It's just a silly little sticker my son got from somewhere or other. He put it up just before. Well, you know what happened. I still can't bring myself to take it down. Let me take a closer look. I knew it. It's Head Hencho from way back in set number 1. This is a real collector's item. Excuse me? Don't tell me you've never heard of the Mockingbirds. The what? They're the hottest new craze. Cute little birds dressed up like rough and tumble delinquents. I've never heard of them, but this certainly seems to matter to you. The best part is, nobody knows who made them. They just started showing up around town. Soon enough, they'd won everybody's hearts. The story goes that they're made by some anonymous artist who covertly leaves them behind in specific locations. No one knows when or where they'll show up next. They're basically an urban legend of sorts. To think one would turn up here of all places. This is a good sign, I'm sure of it. Oh, well, that's nice. Collect your first Mockingbird sticker. Oh, they have collectibles? Ooh. Backlog is several years old. Disgusting. So I don't have to concern myself with getting new games because I always have 100 options. That's a good... That's probably the best, mentality to have. I forget. I think I made my Steam account in 2014. I wasn't really into as many like indie games until I was in college though, and it's like only gotten worse as I got like adult money. Oh, he's kind of like a little motorbike. Oh, this is dangerous. I need y'all to know now, just because I found this one, I'm going to be on the hunt for them because this being number one means I stand a chance at getting them all. He is cute. Can can Richter here take this sticker as payment? That would be fantastic. Let me bring you up to speed. We were in the middle of a chat when you suddenly started spacing out. And the whole time you were grinning to yourself like you just won the lottery. Care to tell me what that was all about? Well, where to start? It's gonna throw me off that their names are like at least somewhat close in color, because I didn't... It's a little hard for me to notice when different people are talking. Sir Richter, now I can kill people. You have a murderer on your hands. Interesting. Very interesting. So the haunting clapper's curse echo appeared out of nowhere. Told you how to perform the rite of resurrection, and gave you the curse you'll need to do it. Have I got that right? That's right. So it's all real. Honestly, I still find it hard to believe. But I guess I have to now. Oh! I saw that curse stone appear in your hand myself. It looked like it popped clean out of thin air. With evidence that clear, there's no denying that there's some supernatural force at work. So, you got more to say? I don't think you quite understand. Oh? This isn't about evidence, and it isn't about belief. It's more than that. I know it's real. The moment the curse appeared, I knew everything before it even said a word. It was already there in my head, as clear as day. You just knew, huh? It was etched onto my soul, along with the curse echo's resentful memories. So I can feel it. What it was like. Oh! Dying like they did, hundreds of years ago. Wreathed in flame, writhing in pain, as my flesh blackens and my blood boils. I can feel it. All the agony, all the rage. It fills me with bloodlust. I think I need to kill someone. Oh! Anyone will do, just as long as they're carrying fire. This... uh... say, I don't know how long you were lurking, but coming back to that is certainly an entrance. Richter is rather pleasant on the eyes as opposed to, I'm sorry, but like Haru, I understand the depresso, my friend. Like she just doesn't have any light behind those eyes, you know. But she's missing like her sunshine, you know. Poor lady. And then Richter, he's seen some stuff. Also, thank you for the clip, Tulip. I appreciate it. I don't know, Tulip. Tulip's got some crazy out of context stuff. I see. That could be a problem. You think so? From what I know of you, I was sure you'd see it as an opportunity. The stronger the desire to resurrect someone, the stronger the urge to kill. That's how it seems to me, anyway. Yeah, I appreciate our protagonist, Bestie Haru here, is like, I yearn for blood. And Richter's like, yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. I think that's a... I might want to calm down there. And she's like, why? Richter's like, I just don't think that's a great idea. And she's like, what do you mean? Murder. Why not murder? Richter's like, no, just hold on. Calm down. I know, who'd have thought Farrah Fawcett Michael Jackson was going to be the voice of reason here? Good grief. Talk about a spanner in the works. I say we take stock for a moment, remind ourselves where we've come from and where we're going. That might be a good idea. What are the flowers? An arrangement of flowers. We bring in someone to do it. I don't even know what the flowers are called. Good. Oh, that's where the lamp is. And I don't hear the ticking of the clock anymore. About the investigation. That's what you hired me for, ma'am. To look into your son's kidnapping last year. To uncover the truth behind the abduction and murder of Shuichi Shigima. Oh, yes, I remember. They never did find the one who did it. That's what I'm here about today, in fact. Kind of you to let me drop by so late, by the way. I've been turning over every last stone, and I've come with the grand total of... 1 lead! Thanks for the reminder. I'm sure she forgot about the death of her son. So you said. He is a man. He's trying his best. As far as the police are concerned, it's a cold case, but I've managed to make some headway. I remember. You were just about to tell me. What's our update? Oh. What do we got? A kidnapping and murder case that took place in Honjo, Sumida around 1 year ago. Haru Shigima's son, Shuichi, age 11, was kidnapped on his way home from school with a ransom being demanded that same evening. Initially, the kidnapping was thought of as a simple extortion scheme, but when it came to light that the Shigima family was closely tied to the police... Oh! And Shuichi was in fact the grandson of a senior official. Oh! It was quickly assumed that the perpetrator was acting upon a grudge against the police force. The kidnapping was treated as a direct attack against the good name of the police. Well, let's not be so bold. And a large-scale investigation was launched that used the best equipment available to trace phone calls. This made it all more embarrassing when they were unable to catch the culprit, losing the public's confidence. Culprit grew cocky, relentlessly mocking the police force. After 3 days of failure after failure, Haru reached a breaking point. I wonder why. Spurred by concern for her son, she resolved to hand over the ransom money as fast as possible, but her husband and father, who held the prestige of the police in high regard, refused, saying that they would not let the criminal win by giving in to their demands. The increasingly frantic detective assigned to the case lost his temper when the criminal called to give an ultimatum, causing the culprit to never make contact again. Another week passed and Shuichi's body was found floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi's death could be largely ascribed to the police's incompetence, but this was ultimately covered up with stringent media embargoes. The investigation was never closed, but the case has long gone cold. Who was the detective? So I think we've only got 2 cops so far that we've been introduced to. Do you want to take a hint at, like, who the potential grandfather might be? No, I think Jun's too young. Because it says fresh-faced police detective, which makes me think, like, this is probably his first year on the job. And if this is, like, a year-old cold case, it doesn't add up. Ooh! 20? 20 stickers. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm hooked. Collecting them all will bring good luck? Oh, maybe everyone will live if I collect the stickers. Oh, that's such... I'm coping. I want survival. I want people to live. Who is updated? The only son of Harushigima. He was kidnapped and murdered 1 year ago. His body was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Shuichi was a conscientious, brave young boy who was determined to protect his mother, Haru, amid his father's frequent absences. Oh. I know, Moon. I am such a sucker for limited time things that are like, oh yeah, collect them all. Don't play with my heart. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displaying diligence and an impressive sense of responsibility from a young age, likely due to being raised in an extremely strict environment. Born in the early 70s, he spent his days immersed in various activities and studies, including playing piano, learning the abacus, taking English lessons, and training in kendo. Shuichi's tendency to put other people's needs over his own meant he died without ever telling his classmates how much he longed for them all to go out on a hunt for mockingbird stickers. Oh, this poor kid. He deserved so much better. Why do they kind of look the same, though? Like, I know there's no chance, because there's a 10-year difference, but also, why do they kind of look the same? Oh, goodness. Alrighty. What do you got? What's your investigation lead? You know, we still need to figure out exactly what you want me to do. Tell you what, why don't I tell you what I found, and then we can make a decision. Alright. My heart's still racing. This is it. My chance at long last. We need to resuscitate that child! I think if anybody could do it, this woman could. Do you remember when we encountered her as Shogo? She was just like, listen, I'm trying to bring my son back. I'm gonna count down. You have 10 questions, and then I'm going to murder you. No questions. No questions after that. Your mom would. She's just like going absolute. Okay. No pun was intended, but now I realize I was going to say she's going full scorched earth which is so appropriate for her being given the power of fire. Yeah, okay. Kidnapping. I suppose there's not much point going over the kidnapping itself. No, I'm very familiar. But I'll leave that for the files to cover and just confirm a few things about the case. The police traced the culprit's calls back to, let's see here, northern Oyoko River here in Somaida City. That's quite a wide area. That's right. In the end, they never managed to nail down exactly where the calls were coming from, but it was almost certainly the same location that Shuichi was being held captive, since Shuichi's voice could be heard during the killer's calls. Northern Oyoko River is quite a distance from Shuichi's normal school commute. Factoring in that he was seen at school but went missing before he arrived at his house, it's likely that he was abducted by car on his route home. Maybe, but exactly. Shuichi was a clever boy. He never would have gotten into a car with a stranger. That's right. I was very firm about that. I know he understood, too. I even saw him warning the other children. It's possible that they forced him into the car. The only issue there is there weren't any witnesses to the kidnapping. You can't bundle someone into a car with that many students around and not be noticed. But nobody came forward to say they saw anything suspicious. So did they target him in some other time or somewhere away from his usual route? Both of those seem a little far-fetched. Which raises the question, how did the kidnapper pull it off? The police never managed to find an answer. In the end, they decided that the kidnapper must have gotten lucky. Well, why not turn the problem on its head? I like this guy. I like him a lot. The more he talks, the more I'm into it. Read a resurrection, huh? I read about that in an occult magazine the other day. Apparently some old book showed up recently with all the gory details. And they say that the right can be found somewhere in Honjo. I remember the first time you told me about that. It felt like my prayers had been heard. Like I had hope, real hope, for the first time. Ever since that awful day, I've wondered, what if I hadn't sent him to school? What if I'd just paid the ransom? Not a day goes by when I don't think that if I'd done something differently, Shuichi would still be alive. You can't blame yourself, ma'am. It was the culprit's fault, not yours. Though I know that won't help any, grief is funny like that. I'm guessing that's why you're after the right? I guess I didn't need to ask. It's written all over your face. This is the most emotion this woman has shown. Other than the absolute panic at us throwing our lighter into the lake, this is the most emotion she's shown so far. I can tell how much he meant to you. But, and this is a big but, if this right is the real deal, using it will mean killing someone and stealing their soul. Is that a problem? If it comes to that, I'm afraid I'll have to stop you. Oh, that's a shame. A shame, huh? That's all? I thought, if I'm going to be competing with other curse bearers, then your detective skills might come in useful. You realize you're talking about ending someone's life, right? Don't you see an issue with that? I think any parent in my position would happily kill for a chance like this. That's so, is it? Dear, oh dear. What have I gotten myself into? Ah, this guy. This guy. Alright. A fax machine. It can send images to other places. I know how fax machines work. I don't okay. Most houses don't have one. I rarely find a use for it. I am aware of the fax machine. He's so right. He is the bringer of truth. A color TV. Father bought one as soon as it hit the market. He likes to have the latest gadgets. Unlike the latest models, there is no remote control. We've had it for a long time. Back when it was new, we all gathered around it and marveled at it as a family. But with Father and my husband being away so often, it quickly fell into disuse. swinging of the pendulum echoes throughout the room. It feels livelier than usual with Richter here. Usually it's just me. Sticker stereo. Stereo unit with separated speakers designed for home use. My husband insisted on buying one, even though he isn't one to listen to music often. What a nice stereo. An old hanging scroll. I don't know who painted it. It's been hanging here since before I was born. Okie doke. What do we got? Heart still racing? Do I have other files I need to check out? Haru is a housewife who resides in a manor near Shumoko Bridge. Yep, kidnapped and murdered a year ago. Death was as a result of a mistake on the part of the detective assigned to the case. Still not saying what detective. Incident was covered up and Shuichi's killer remains at large, leading the aggrieved Haru to call on the services of private investigator Victor Kai to uncover the truth. The Shigima family came from a line of samurai who built their residence in the Honjo period during the Edo period. They assumed important positions in the police force following the Meiji Revolution, thereby protecting their family's elevated status. Even today, many in the Shigima line work as police bureaucrats and senior police officers. Ick. Haru's father sits in the upper echelons of the National Police Agency, and her husband, adopted into the Shigima clan through an arranged marriage, Ick, is also a highly respected agency official. However, as her family prioritizes work above all else, it wasn't long before Haru's marriage grew cold. Though she wants for nothing, she is isolated from her neighbors and withdrawn from society. Seeing her son grow into a young man gave Haru a purpose in life, but it was cut short by the kidnapping incident. Oh. Following the incident, Haru spent many days in a deep depression, breaking into sudden fits of shouting and wandering around in the middle of the night. Her cheerful, loving disposition faded away, and she took to making snide remarks at her husband, which only further soured their relationship. Hi, Justine. How are you today? Oh, it's early there. A few months ago, Haru's husband was transferred to another area for work and now rarely returns home, with Haru left to live in the large empty mansion alone. As a housekeeper who has been with the family for a long time comes in to take care of all the housework, Haru has nothing but time on her hands. This poor woman. How you doing? I'm doing great. We are continuing creepy story time with solving murders, causing murders, you know, the usual. A little sleepy? I can imagine. I promise you Richter's a good man. Something tells me that they're not going to look kindly on divorce, especially in arranged marriages. Yes, a mystery visual novel. It's by Square Enix, also. Which is very fun. I feel like Richter's also probably got, like, a relationship going on. You can't have this much charisma and not, like, have something. Divorce in Japan's frowned upon. There we go. And this was back in the 80s? I think this is set in 1980. He's single, he has to be. I said so. Difficult to do due to societal pressure. Yeah. It said Haru had an arranged marriage with a police officer. So especially doubt that I think she's kind of just she's doing what she can. Thank you for grabbing your daily pedal, Jinky. We will get justice for her. We will get justice for her and her son. Okay. Guest table. Guest table. I don't know where Father got this old thing from, but I've never liked it. Oh, that's kind. Got the clock. Chandelier. The lights. The chandelier is the only thing in here that's my choice. It's my favorite part of the room. Okie doke. Is there any other thinking I can do, or is she still focused on... Okay. Oh, can I look at him? There we go. A private investigator I hired. A friend told me about him. They said he's not very well known. How is this man not well known? They said he's not very well known, but he's good at what he does. When I first visited his office in Oda City and saw how he dressed, I could hardly believe he was a detective. But after talking to him for a while, I changed my mind. He says some strange things at times, but he seems like the reliable sort. Here we go. Yeah! Yes, Michael Jackson. He does things well. Absolutely. Oh, we have an update. Okay. Azure Heron Agency. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna assume that that's not important. Probably. He's a smooth criminal. I'd hope he's not a criminal, considering he has a private eye, but who am I to judge? Still can't talk to him about that. The kidnapper managed to convince Shuichi to get into their car, but how? The only thing that makes sense to me is if they were somebody that he would have trusted. A teacher, perhaps? Or a relative? Or somebody else that he knew? But all the adults Shuichi knew had alibis. The police checked them all thoroughly. They did, huh? No one throws numbers at a problem like the cops. But what if it wasn't somebody he knew? Or rather, what if the culprit disguised himself as a police officer? Ooh. Now you want to play this game too? It's interesting. Like, I am so morbidly curious at the twists and turns, and like, these characters are all... They all have their own twist to them. Like, they all react very differently, instead of just being... I don't know. They're very uniquely defined, I guess. He's also the character of Demon Slayer. I am not familiar with Demon Slayer. Oh, yes. Yes. I am aware of the Michael Jackson song. I was just saying, I'm really hoping he's not a criminal. Putting our life on the line with a PI that's dressed like a smooth criminal. Quite ironic. That would explain why he didn't find them suspicious. The Shigima family has close ties to the police after all. He would have had reason to trust them. You might be right. But surely that couldn't have... Well, there's a problem with the theory. You'd be surprised how much police officers stand out. That's sort of the point after all. They're meant to be a visible deterrent against crime. Oh, incoming ad break. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try and get to the end of this here, and then we'll take a little pause. So he told me about the kidnapping. Can you tell me more about the kidnapping? Ah, okay. But here's another interesting little bit of trivia I happen to know. When you ask people to imagine someone suspicious, nobody pictures women or children. This is true. So is men. Japan doesn't have as much because there's not as many compared to Shintoism. Oh. Maybe because men sucks. Yeah. True. Men are sus. Not you, Richter. You are an angel. Moon, you might eat those words the more we learn about this man. Even kids who've been warned about stranger danger often subconsciously expect that danger to look like an adult man. Besides, Shuichi was the sort of boy who wanted to be a police officer when he grew up. He must have had a very strong sense of right and wrong. That's right. Wait, surely you can't mean... Now you're getting it. If, say, a young woman approached Shuichi asking for help, what would he have done? Uh-oh. If someone like that said they were lost and asked him for directions, would he have gotten into a car? He might have. They baited him. My husband always told him that a man had a duty to watch out for women and children. You could certainly argue that kind of attitude is outdated nowadays, but if Shuichi believed it, then we might have something here. Then you think the culprit was a young woman? But it was a man's voice on the phone. She might have been an accomplice, or maybe she didn't even realize she was being used. If anything, that would explain why she hasn't come forward. She herself might not realize she had anything to do with the case. I know, he just wanted to be nice. Alright. Can we still ask about the kidnapping? Yeah, okay. The question is, did anybody see Shuichi speaking with a young woman on the day of his disappearance? See what I said about people's biases? That goes for witnesses too. And I figured that maybe, if I start asking new questions, I might get some new answers. So I spent my day asking around Shuichi's school route to see if anybody had seen something. I can't. That noise is so unserious. One man thought he had. Okay. Thought? One man thought he had? Eyewitnesses are unreliable, Richter. Do you mean he saw it happen? Well, I can't say that for sure yet. It turned out he wanted something. Ha! Okay. It turned out he wanted something from me, so he asked if we could talk in private. Yeah, I don't trust this eyewitness. So we're gonna hear, I guess, from Richter? From Richter's POV? Alright. This should do. Our man! There's no one around. We can speak in confidence. Excuse me. What was your name again? Whoa! Janucci. Got it? Well, Janucci, I'm all ears. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Different person. Different person. I saw glasses and I got excited. Who is that? Moon? Moon. Please tell me this is a negative who is that, not a positive. Just so we're on the same page. Your private detective investigated Shuichi Shigemu's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Not a positive, but also not a negative. They look similar. Right? I thought they looked kind of similar, but it's not quite the same. He looks a lot younger with more angular features. No. No similarities. How about I can't tell. With Richter, they have the same hair. Huh? Are you telling me he looks like Richter? I am confused. You're a private detective investigating Shuichi Shigemu's kidnapping. Do I have that right? Of course. What else do I look like? How should I know what a private detective looks like? Oh, forget it. Look, I'll tell you straight. My life is in danger. I need your help. Maybe I just forgot the face of Richter. Moon, you have been simping over this man all stream. Can't remember him damn face. I am ashamed. He has a mole. He has the iconic mole. I'm very bad with faces. Okay. You'll excuse me if that caught me a little off guard. Let me ask you straight. Who's trying to kill you? You're right here. I don't like this man's vibes. He's got bad energy. If a stranger offers help, it's usually best to have a police or a local security guard to be near or ask questions for you, because sometimes strangers are potential criminals too. Yeah. So this is probably gonna sound really bad, but unless I'm in like a public space, like grocery stores or like a shopping mall, where like other people can see me, I don't want to talk to people. I do not want to introduce myself. In fact, it's better off if small talk leads to no names exchanged, frankly. I don't trust anyone. I really don't. And so it's generally good practice if you are going to be meeting somebody for help that you're not like super familiar with, and even if you are super familiar with them, generally good idea to have backup, or like to know, for someone to know where you are going. I don't talk to strangers. It could be trust issues, social anxiety, or just me being rude, but like, bye. Yeah. The most social interactions I will do with strangers is like, if I'm in the drive-thru, I'll be like, hey, I like your nails. Because I'm telling you, fast food drive-thru cashiers have such killer manicures. I'm so jealous. And I've also myself been complimented on like stuff I'm wearing, like when I go out to like the grocery store. Like, so I've had somebody compliment me on my shoes or like t-shirt. You were lost not too long ago, and when I tried to ask for help, a woman told me no. Just after saying excuse me, so yeah, I'll take care of myself. I'm still so nervous to offer anybody directions after I was in high school and somebody asked where the hospital was and I pointed them in the exact wrong direction. Exact opposite direction. I still feel really bad about it. Yeah, I like giving the girlies compliments. Compliment the girlies. Gotta give that ego boost. You put work into how you look. You look nice. I'll say it. Who's trying to kill you? A student called Michio Shireishi. Interesting. A schoolgirl, eh? Sounds like you've been naughty. Ick. It's nothing like that. That girl, she's a murderer. I'm the only one who knows, but I saw what she did. Michio Shireishi. I saw her kidnap Shuichi Shigima. Oh. Oh. What? If it's a sussy stranger offering help and sees security or a guard nearby and they start asking questions, if they get spooked for being asked for ID after asking for certain simple questions, like where you're from, you're usually okay or legit, but if they don't like being seen, they start to run. Yeah, you can't usually trust eyewitnesses. The only time eyewitnesses are even like remotely reliable is if something is like extremely unique about what they've seen. Yes, a girl's girly. Absolutely a girl's girly. But like whenever eyewitnesses are the most reliable is if something has changed in their schedule for the day, or like if something is really out of the ordinary for like what somebody's wearing, or like if a car is some weird color or like super foreign to you. Which also, fun fact, if you have ever been self-conscious about going out in public wearing like a new outfit that you're like not totally comfortable in, if it is something that most of the population around you is not wearing, if it is like out of the traditional clothing norm, people are going to be more likely to notice you, which means you are less likely to be targeted for crimes. So that's a fun perk. It could be because of my intense fear of something happening near me, but I always try to make note of everything in weird situations to be a nice way. That's sweet, Moon. Usually when I'm out in public, I kind of zone out. So never call me to the stand to be an eyewitness, because I will be of no help. Come again? I saw her talk to him on the street and lead him away. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then he went missing. She murdered him. I'm sure of it. Or at least she's got something to do with it. That's what you're here for, isn't it? Then you can't let her get to me. If that's true, you've been sitting on some valuable information. Why didn't you tell anybody? Well, you see, if you can't explain that, I don't have any reason to believe you. I couldn't! She told me she'd kill me if I spoke a word. You're telling me a schoolgirl had you scared for your life? So you've been sitting on that all this time, and you think she's coming for you now that you've spilled the beans. Yeah, that's it, exactly. I'm begging you, don't let her get me. Arrest her, I'm telling you, she's a demon. Well, you seem to believe what you're saying, but it just doesn't add up. How could a schoolgirl have a fully grown man so terrified? You don't know what she can do. She'll curse me. Curse you? I'm sorry, but you're losing me here. Oh my god, I love this man. I love this man so much. The pouty face, I know. Seeing how different the teeth of a certain person compared to the usual. Like one of the front teeth is gold or limp while running, gasping for air despite walking slowly. Yeah. Just, like, if you're caught off guard by something, you're gonna be more likely to remember it. So, be as weird as you want out in public. Because then you are going to be noticed and remembered. I see something weird and immediately remember this license plate girl. What is that person wearing? Oh god, what time is it? I'm telling you, if you've ever needed the, like, confidence boost to wear something different out in public, you'll be noticed. Positive, I promise it's a good thing. You'll be noticed. It's true! Her house, it's... Ugh, forget it. Why do I even bother? You seem dubious enough to believe me, but I should have known you'd never understand. Enough! I'll find someone else to help me. Hey! Ugh. The world needs more private investigators like Mr. Richter. And that's about the long and short of it. I can hardly believe it. At the time, I thought his mention of curses was just crazy talk, but I'm starting to see that there might have been more to it. Then, if we can just find that girl. Curse or no curse, if she was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping, then there's a good chance she knows something. On top of that, I did some digging on the man I spoke to. His full name's Kohei Jonochi. He's a teacher at Komagata High School here in Sumaida. A teacher? Then this schoolgirl is one of his students? I think that's very likely. I guess you did great killing her the first time. Is it the same girl? Is that her name? Oh, we never learned her name. That's right. I don't know her... I technically don't know her name yet. And I cannot go look at the story path until I'm done with this. So I should not feel mercy for killing a high schooler. That's a takeaway. Do you have more to say about the kidnapping? At last, we've got a lead. Hopefully, it'll be the breakthrough we're looking for. I mean, yeah, you killed... She was running away from me! I had no choice! Okay, about the right of resurrection. If it makes you uncomfortable, Then you won't have to get any blood on your hands yourself. I don't need you to kill the other curse bearers. I only need you to find them. I won't be partner to murder, ma'am. Not even for a client. I don't like these options. I really don't like these options. I'm just gonna... Oh, weird. Oh man, who did that? So weird. That's a shame. Reminds me of how she spoke to Shogo. Because she had, like, no remorse. But I don't know. I'll pay you. How much can I give you to change your mind? Sorry, ma'am, but not everyone has a price. I've got my police... I've got my policies and I stick to them. I see. I didn't realize you were so stubborn. Let me say, though, it's not like I don't get what you're going through. As long as you're not killing anyone with your own hands, maybe I can help you out. Oh! So he's on my side anyway. Yeah, dramatic man. What do you have in mind? Well, how about stealing someone else's curse stone after they filled it with soul dregs? If that was all you were after, then I could lend you my services guilt-free. If the other curse bearers want to kill each other, that's their business. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I guess there's no guarantee a stolen curse stone will work, but we can worry about that later. He could suddenly turn against you, though. Oh, Justine, you're right. Human decency, a competent adult, morals, my kinks, anime man. Oh, Moon. Oh, no. People having morals? My standards. Oh. Well then, I suppose we have a deal. Although, what if I stole a curse stone using my curse? Would you disapprove? That would void our contract, ma'am. Just warning you now. My bar's so low! Oh no. Oh, I was going to say, and I forgot. So that flashback brought up an interesting thing that I considered last time we played this, where I thought all the killings had to be done in one night, and so I thought people were just going absolutely buck wild with trying to kill like 100 people in the course of like an evening. But it turns out it persists because the high schoolers had it at least since like a year ago. If we are to believe she has a curse, if she's a curse bearer. So before we go any further, why don't you tell me about that curse of yours? That's a plot to Battle Royale Japanese movie. It's yeah. I'm not familiar with Battle Royale. Unless it's just like where the like video game genre came from. You just watched it? Never again. Fair enough. The Haunting Clappers, was it? That's one of the 7 mysteries of Honjo, if I remember correctly. That's right. The original story did happen somewhere near here, I think. I'm sure I remember hearing that. In that case, my money would be on all curse bearers being somewhere here in Honjo. Our first move should be to narrow them down. I want to read the book. I want to read a lot of books. I get distracted. My attention hops so quickly from like book, and if I find a book interesting, it'll be gone in like a weekend. Destroyed. Absolutely. I'll read it. I'll read it all. And nothing else will exist to me except for the book. And then it'll be like a video game. And then I'll go to drawing. And then I'll hop back to books. And just hop between the 3 until I get so bored of all of them I don't know what to do with myself. I have... Oh man. I've got a couple like piled up around me. And this also goes back to like the backlog thing, where I'm like, oh man, this game looks so interesting. But if I'm not in a gaming mood, no matter how interesting the game looks, I can't do it. I can't. Some of them are bound to try and come for you first. We'll need to be ready. The curses make their bearers more willing to kill, so an attack could come from anywhere. Sounds sensible. Do you have more to say? And if I remember correctly, your haunting clappers can set people on fire, but only if they have a naked flame or a lighter on their person. Is that right? That's right. In olden times, wooden clappers were used to warn people of fire. I'm guessing it punishes those who don't heed the warning. Seems like a good curse to have. It's simple and straightforward enough to use. Although it's hard to say how it stacks up without knowing what else is on the table. You really think it's that good? The target can't do much to throw it off, and it has a nice long activation window. It's big that it works on lighters, too. Just slip one into your target's pocket. Oh, good point. And say that condition were already fulfilled. Before they even knew you're there, they wouldn't even know what hit them. Maybe I won't have to actually use it. I could just tell someone I could, and they'd have to do what I said. Threats could work, although without any proof, it'll come down to how convincing you can be. If only you could use the curse, then back out at the last second. At the last second? What an interesting idea. I have a lighter right here. We could try it now. That's an interesting proposition. She's like, hey, we could do this thing where I almost murder. I almost do a little murder. Do you want to try it? Do you, Mr. Private Investigator, want to try almost committing a little murder? I imagine Richter behind a tree while she's like, answer this or I'll kill you right now. And he's like, damn, she's good. Yeah, why not try a little murder? Have you considered perhaps it'll be good for our investigation? That's an interesting proposition. But maybe not. I'm not crazy enough to make myself a guinea pig! Why? My poor babies! Oh, I see. You're an odd one, ma'am. If you don't mind me saying, and I don't think it's just the curse. You flatterer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My poor guinea pigs, always the source of problems, apparently. Maybe it's the death of my son. Maybe it's the fact that my 11-year-old kid was kidnapped and murdered, you know? Maybe it's the fact that I'm trapped in a loveless marriage that was arranged with a police officer. You know? Maybe it's that I have nothing to do because we hire a housekeeper and I'm trapped in my house. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought this is not good for my sanity? As for what we do next, first of all, I think you should stay indoors. Try not to do anything spontaneous or outside of your normal routine. Bestie is having a hard time. That is putting it lightly, Kiwi. Maybe it's just my imagination. This poor woman, like, there's just problem after problem after problem in here. And it only gets worse. It says, like, she was depressed for a couple days, but, like, are you sure she's not, like, still there? Many days in a deep depression. I think it's been at least... I think she's still going through it. Oh! We could get the kid back. Or we could just investigate. It's just a couple, yeah. He's like, hey girly, I know it's really girly pop to like kill people spontaneously, but don't, alright? So I'm leaning towards investigate the kidnapping just because I'm, you know, controversial opinion. I'm not on board with the whole murdering thing. So I'm gonna go with this. And then if she decides to have her like girly pop murdering moment, she can go for it. But like, I'm on board with this one. Finally, finally, I have a lead. I need to know what happened to my son. Your wish is my command, ma'am. I'll focus all my efforts on looking into the kidnapping. Although, something just occurred to me. You can't investigate the matter at night, can you? At least until the sun rises. Could you search for the other curse bearers? Alright. Alright. So it was the illusion of choice. I suggest. I suppose. Alright. I see how it is. Well, I'd be happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the cover of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. I bet they'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So it's settled then. I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. And once the city wakes up and I can start asking questions, I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. She's not gonna let you not commit a murder. I know. I know. I know. If the other path was anything to go off of, she's like really hell-bent on this whole murdering thing. Marry me? I mean, yes. Oh, Moon. I'll even try and find Miss Shiraishi as part of the bargain. Thank you. That's more than enough. What are we paying this man? What are we paying this man? There is no way we were paying him enough. No way. Now then. I should get to work. There's only so much time before sunrise. You got 6 hours, bud. Actually, what, sun rose at like 5? Probably got like 4-ish hours? I mean, if someone kidnapped my child, kidnapped and murdered. There's a bundle deal, unfortunately. And apparently there's a high schooler involved in the kidnapping. It's a mess. I'll call you if I found out anything new. You stay here and keep a lookout. Alright. There's no telling what kinds of curses you might find out on the streets tonight. Don't go outside if you can help it. And try to be ready for anything. I will. Well, if that's all, I should be going. Oh, that definitely would be. Okay, so we can go to the next path. Yako Sakazaki. So this is a different girl than who we saw in this one. Than whoever we think, like, lured the kid into a car. I'm gonna go for this one. Just to continue on with our path. With this poor woman. Miss Haru. I'm gonna take a sip. Remember to get your water. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. Oh, we're not staying in this house. There's no way we're staying in this house. He promised he'd call me if anything happened. But he hasn't. So all I can do is wait. And wait. Whoa! Hello? What's this? A newspaper? At midnight? This was not here before. It must have fallen off the chair. Thank you, Sherlock. It is a newspaper. I only leave them in here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years, in fact. Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I'm gonna read the education stuff. Everyone attends high school now, even girls. Universal education policy, they call it. The country's gotten rich enough that every child can go to school. Education is the backbone of modern society. If you want to work for a good company, you have to get into a good university. With more people in the running than ever, the competition to get into those universities has gotten fierce, though. The new generation is rebelling. Schoolyard violence and delinquency are on the rise. But my boy was too sensible to get mixed up in any of that. I don't want to read anymore. It'll only remind me of him. I want to read. Thank you. Now that everyone has more spending money to go around, people are coming up with all kinds of new diversions. It seems like only yesterday that people were flocking to the arcades to shoot aliens. But now we have these enormous theme parks and gaming machines that plug straight into our televisions. Aw man, those kids and their Nintendos. Everyone's talking about superhero series, foreign films, and movies based on the latest bestseller. Back in my day, fusion rock and folk music was all the rage. But now it's all city pop and idols. I find it hard to care about that sort of thing anymore. Yeah, Bestie, are you sure you're not a little more than kind of depressed? It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then, although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. What do you got? I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her. For Michio Shireishi. But first, I need to find more soldier eggs. Am I allowed to leave? I don't think I'm allowed to leave. Culture. Again. I hear the new big thing is some mascot line of delinquent birds. Mockingbirds, I think it's called. Was that what Victor was talking about? Trends seem to have such short shelf lives now, and how quickly the times are changing. I think I'm just too old to keep up anymore. It's young people who are leading the way, with their modern worldviews. My generation will only fall further behind. Oh goodness. I don't really watch much television. Feels as if all the information in the world gets passed through that little black box. But father stopped them from reporting on the kidnapping back when it happened. I was glad about that. Less fuss. Now the comedy boom is over, all the comedians are flocking to other genres. The occult seems to be really popular at the moment. Look at all these paranormal specials. There's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. Okay. This is going to be the path that Tetsuo is taking on. Because they said he's focused on the death of a fellow police officer. So this has to be what he's investigating. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore. Not since last year. Brings back bad memories. Okay. All sorts of articles about the current state of the economy. Now that the post-war boom has passed its peak, we're moving into the era of large corporations. It's about 220 to 230 yen to the dollar. Manufacturing is on the rise and exports are healthy. The dollar's down from its height and people are saying it could fall farther. There's no denying how much the standard of living has improved in the past few years. It's common to own a car and television now, and supermarkets are better stocked than ever. Bestie, I need something to work with, okay? I need to distract myself somehow. I don't want to be alone with my thoughts. Maybe reading the newspaper. Yeah, okay. Hint, hint. Keep reading. Although with everyone flocking to the city, land prices are skyrocketing. Nowadays, most people can only dream of home ownership. The city center is going to be nothing but apartments before long. I'm not exactly a businesswoman, so this all feels like another world to me. Oh, here we go. Suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. She was bullied, I think. Or maybe it was something about exam pressure? What? But no, this can't be right. Her name. Michio Shireishi from Komagata High School? It can't be. Michio Shireishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? But that means Mr. Jonochi was terrified of someone who already died? Is that what he meant by curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Why won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? I'm waiting for Richter to contact me, but he hasn't. I made sure the receiver's on the hook, and it'll ring as soon as he calls. Ah! That must be him. Gosh, we had a brief glimpse at the storyline, and the schoolgirl's name had popped up, and I was like, oh, it's not the same. But the name escapes me. But yes, it was not her that did whatever's going on. But we did not know that the one that committed suicide, allegedly, was the one that had witnessed this. Hello, Shigima residence. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Komagata Bridge was where he met Shogo. If I'm recalling correctly. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. It's funny. I was just thinking the same thing. Aw. Is he gonna do a murder? Why do I feel like he's gonna do a murder? You go first. Go ahead. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinchibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. He was out of there the second he figured out I wasn't what he was looking for. Who was this man? Man who covertly watched Shogo Oki at Kinchibori Park. Takumi is the secretary that— oh, that's right. This is the guy I want to murder. Can we go for him first? I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Shogo proved he does not have a curse. He's not a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw in South Warigasui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. Gathering soul dregs, I bet he'd make a good target. He was a curse bearer, but he didn't kill anyone. Was he? Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought like we were... He knifed us. He didn't... No, that was this guy. This was the one we had to turn up the volume for. This man, the chairwoman, he met us in the park after Yoko had died. He approached us and was like, hey, you should hand that over. Or like, you should be careful. I forget what exactly he said. But after we were like, I don't think so. And we turned around, he stabbed us. So he's cursed. He's not a curse bearer. He's just got a knife. Next up is a pair, a young man and woman I saw around Ryugoku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. Looks like they lurk around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. This guy is a failure of a curse bearer. Though it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul dregs in a group might be a decent idea if you could make it work. But with things being how they are, it's going to be hard to find folks one can trust. I've got brass, though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. Last is 2 detectives I'd seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And if they're sending in detectives from the head office, then something's gotta be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say, if you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time. I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai Investigator Extraordinaire. An Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right? Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there's still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that'll get the pot nice and hot. Once it's boiling, our chance will come. I know, Moon. Look at him. Look at this face. Remember it. There's only one Richter Kai. There's something I need to tell you. Where's Jem? Jem was lurking at one point. He needs a screenshot of this. This is like wallpaper material. What's up? Well, that girl, Michio Shireishi. The one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping? That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? Okay. Now hold up. Oh, okay, I'm just now putting the pieces together. How did our professional investigator extraordinaire nay dare to read a single newspaper? He's done all this investigating, but the published local newspaper is beyond his realm of investigation. Something's not adding up, my friend. The student who committed suicide last week, that was her. I heard something like that had happened, never got the name though. Talk about bad luck. Finally get a lead only to find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Janucci was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? Seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something. I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shireishi's death. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. Also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. Ooh. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? Can I guess? At this point, I don't know if he's actually investigating or just spitting out assumption. Call that the Phoenix Wright approach. Can I guess? I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Jonichi. Silence Michio Shireishi. Oh, wait, can I go back? Oh, okay. Michio Shireishi silenced Mr. Janucci with blackmail. What if Michio Shireishi silenced Mr. Janucci with blackmail? What do you think? Interesting. That's what he claimed was going on, but I wonder about that. It might be a little bit far-fetched. I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. We're paying him! What do you mean, disappointed? I'm not really cut out to play detective. Well, no point dwelling on speculation. The truth will play out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonucci. Didn't you want to tell me something? I already said everything I wanted to say. Okay. Are there stickers? Can I? Aha! Aha! It's a little schoolgirl. Flamingo. Turn back to him. Let me get a screenie. Hold up, Moon. I got you. Give me a second. One moment. One moment. One moment. One moment. One moment. That good? Glad to help. We're on Komagata Bridge, over the Sumaida River. There's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other, but they're both deserted this late at night. Oh, man, I forgot I need to, like, actually get information. I've been too focused on my stickers. I need my stickers. I need my shiny things. My shiny doses of serotonin. No! Sumaida. The Sumaida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at peace. I can't read. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, and it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumaida River what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right. Should have guessed. This was where he found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been, how cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back, to give me back my son. Day after day after day. You know, in olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumaida River the same way. They associated the far side of the river with the afterlife. The same place would later become Honjo. The story of the boat. The story of the boat? Boat? Which one's the boat? Not in the game. Are you talking about the river Styx? Are you talking about Styx? Similar. Okay. All their fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. But then, the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Mareki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. As it turned from farmland into a town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it from leaking through to our side of the Great Divide. Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the rite of resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. And it's probably why the Seven Mysteries and their curses have survived to the modern day. And I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water, the border between life and death. It's just OMG, stop! He got that man cleavage, I know. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. I would get distracted. Yo, everybody sims for Richter, I swear. Everybody that pops in, they're like, oh, who's this man? Oh. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, ma'am. Do I need to move out of the way for another screeny? I'll pop out of the way really quick in case anybody else wants another screenshot. The chest, I'm not much a fan. Yeah, his hair is really nice. I wish I had hair that thick. I unfortunately have like super thin hair. Well, it's a nice thought. This is so pretty! Oh! Why does it have to have such a traumatic backstory? I love the colors. What's that one called? Pink Punisher! This is Moon's name if she ever gets into wrestling. I don't think I have any reason. Oh, that's allowed. I don't think I have any reason for my hair being super thin. I was just unfortunate with the whole genetic lottery thing. Do I have anything else to talk about with this man? Probably not. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. It was the S word. You do not need to apologize. That word is okay. There are so many words that are okay in this chat. There are a lot of words that are also not okay. But sucker is allowed. I need to include this in my vernacular because I love fritters. Fritters are fantastic. Frittering something away, that makes me so happy. Yes, automod be automodding. I mean, I had this sort of like revelation in June, July. There's like a lot of children on the internet and I don't want them here. This is my space. And I no offense, but I don't like children. So like the consensus I have is like adult language is okay, profanity is okay, just be at least like somewhat, I don't know, limited with your profanity. Just don't go overboard. Limited use is all right, but like as long as you're not spamming capped profanity like F-bombs everywhere, you're fine. And as long as you're not actively bullying somebody, is okay. Just accept him like he is. Yeah, just don't step on Richter's Riz. Yeah, oh my god, kids are the worst. I'm so sorry. But like oh gosh. They have not been like on this earth long enough to realize like the consequences of their actions, and they don't have like their prefrontal cortexes fully. Is that the word? Prefrontal cort something? That part of the brain that like says, hey, don't do that, that's not okay. They haven't got that quite yet. I don't want to have to deal with kids trolling me. I can't. I'm like, no, you're good, Justine. You're good. I know it's a joke. We're all good. But like I'm sort of at the point where how old am I? I'm 26. I'm like almost a decade older than 18. Like I don't know how to interact with them, and I really don't want to because I'm not entirely sure if I want children. I don't need to learn how to develop that interaction. I don't want them here. So this is a safe space for adults. This is my safe space because this is my community. That being said, most words are okay. We can have conversations. I'm not going to like block any political talk or what? Yeah, profanities. Unless it's like explicitly impacting somebody else's ability to have a pleasant time. And then we'll cut it off. But like that's okay. I'm not going to restrict anything that is not hurting people, I guess. But I know this was like previously a very like safe, soft space. But I'm like I'm an adult. And like that's not entirely how I act offline. I don't want to have to like put on the whole facade to go do something I'm doing for fun, right? I just want to be me. It's a kids free zone. Go enjoy your dino nuggies. Adults can enjoy dino nuggies too. Reflecting on your horrendous prejudices. If profanities were banned here, I would be having a really hard time, so don't worry, guys. Moon, I think mods are exempt from most auto modding rules. But that was something I went in and changed uh, earlier this week. So I guess yesterday. I went in and turned off profanity filters. Maybe I'm a kid at heart with learning how to joke around as an adult. That's okay, Justine. I personally take things too seriously. And I also want to make sure like no one is taking anything incorrectly. I like to have clear context for what's being said. Um so me taking jokes seriously or like commenting on them in a way that is not running with the joke is not me, I don't know, criticizing the joke, I guess. It's just who I am. If I have a problem with the joke, I will outright say it. Taking things literally is the issue. Yeah, 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 yeah. I get you. I understand. Okay, Mr. Richter. He's gazing down at the water. What does he see down there, I wonder? What do you see? What are you up to, my man? No, I've already said everything. What else do we got? I think I've looked at everything. I found my sticker. I looked at the water. Is there any suspicious figures around? Is there any weird menuing I need to do? Nothing new. Why does he look so brooding? He has the weight of the world on his shoulders. He's gotta brood a little bit. Uh, my guy, I don't know. Where do we go? What else do we do from here? I've checked everything off my little bucket list. Can I get a hint? No hints. And I can't... Auto button display. Oh, no, no, no. That just means auto turning on the text. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand! His style is such a throwback. I would never trust a man sexier than I'll ever be able to handle such a serious job like this. I mean, that's probably why he doesn't get much work as a PI. People are too intimidated. Ooh, what? It was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water— oh, what? The part that was left would have had an identifiable scar? And that they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone? What? Wait, are you talking about the Najima murders? So you've heard of it. I'm impressed. It must be his gorgeous hair. I seriously, dude needs to do a Pantene commercial. I'd buy his products. Get him in the influencer circuit. I assume you were but an elementary schooler at the time? I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. Yeah, give me that sweet, sweet lore. I need to read this. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student, as it appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual Fireworks Festival to be called off indefinitely. I need the lore. Give me the murder lore. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentifiable human bones. This caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area, and it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Oop. It's ad quote. Hi, Ray. Welcome in. It's... Yeah. It's ad. It's not new. Sorry about that, Moon. I appreciate you. How are you doing this Tuesday? This Tuesday? How are you doing? Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a questioning about a separate incident, Fumichika Najima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Doing laundry. I'm doing well. I was hopped up on coffee today. What else? I didn't have to make dinner, because Tim made dinner yesterday. I had leftovers, which is great. Don't need to worry about that. Cleaned my guinea pig cage. And now, I'm playing a wonderful game, with wonderful people. Learning about murders. Chocolate cake! Oh, yummy! But I'm glad to hear that you are doing well. Glad to hear it's productive. And that you've treated yourself. You're welcome to leave a lurk to do whatever it is you need to do. Glad you were able to stop by. If you would like, of course, you can also grab your daily pedal. If not, lurking in chat, I think every 90 minutes will get you one anyway. And I still have to figure out if I'm gonna do rewards or something, or reset them, or I'm not sure. But it's just a little thank you for hanging out, because I appreciate y'all. Najima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of his shop. Oh goodness, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. Oh goody. Posture check. Thank you, Moon. Yes. Thank you for the posture check, Moon. I'm also getting a stretch in here. Because my back is folded more than an origami crane. Okay. We're good. I'm checked. I am postured. What's this game about? Looks quite interesting. It is a visual novel. It is about... We're playing as 3 separate protagonists. Right now, we are covering... What's her name? Haru Shigima. We are following her. She is trying to, I guess, get justice for her son's kidnap and murder after police kind of bungled the whole thing. But for each one of the different protagonists you take on the role of, they each have this curse echo. So like in the prologue, oh, we're not going to know it here. He had a curse echo that let him kill people when they walked away. Haru Shigima has the haunting clappers, which means whenever somebody is holding something that can create fire or has like an open flame on them, she can burn them. But the goal is when their little curse echo totem thing has collected 100 soul dredges, they can bring someone back to life. So of course, Haru's here would like to bring her son back. Tetsuo is one of the other protagonists, and I think he wants to bring back a fellow detective. And then... Do we have the third unlocked on here? We don't have the third unlocked. But the third is a schoolgirl whose friend committed suicide, allegedly. She thinks it's kind of suspicious, but she would like to bring her friend back. But that's the goal. These people have these curses, so they can choose to kill people, a whole bunch of people, if they would like to bring back their loved ones. And that's what we're doing. And what's cool about it is we have this story chart that I unfortunately cannot check out until I get to a checkpoint. But the paths diverge depending on what you choose to do or not do. So there are certain plot points that you can interact with in different ways. But everybody's story is kind of interconnected, because there's a set number of these curses. But there's a lot. No worries, Moon. Take care of yourself. Have a good night's sleep. Yeah, of course, the VOD will be here tomorrow. Thank you, of course, for hanging out. Oh, person of update. Oh! No comment. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just parting around me. I'm sorry that's what you're leaving on, Moon. Yeah, have a good night. That expression, I would like to never open his face ever again. What? OMG, that was spoopy. That was a murderer. That's That's what that was. But also, this is a murderer, very technically. This is also a murderer, if we're really getting down to it. So, you know, can't really judge, murderer's not saying much. Thank you for the quote. They said that the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and floated out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who have been looking for her fell ill. A sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river's filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know. I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so that was the killer's thinking, I suppose. Love the quotes. I never think I'm going to say anything out of pocket. And then there are some quotes in there because the games I play put some out of pocket stuff in front of me. I forget what I was playing, and they were like, it smells like feet. And I was like, what is this? What do you mean it smells like feet? Who knows what old man feet smell like? It's so bizarre. You love when streamers have quotes? They're so good! They're so good! They always give you, like, a good idea. They're always so funny. You're like, oh man, I remember that. I was here for that. I mean, of course I was here for it. I said it. Like, TGA has some good ones. I loved seeing the quotes in TGA's Discord. No, but the feet are especially memorable because, like, it's happened in 2 separate games where the topic has come up. Like, 1, okay, fine. 2, I'm starting to think there's a pattern, and I have been making mistakes in what games I choose to play, and that's on me. I'm cackling like a hyena at 9:40 right now. I am so glad to make your morning a bit brighter talking about weird feet smells. Oh man. I'm also glad I can make you laugh during a murder mystery game. I must be doing something right. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot quickly and discreetly and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Najima. Okay, I hate this man, but his name is so fun to say. Oh my gosh, it randomly found it. Oh my gosh. What? I have, what, 36 quotes and it picked the one that I was talking about? Are you joking? Anyway, there you go. There you go. That's what I was referring to. That's exactly what I was referring to. That is nutty. What? Bezos is watching us. I am a little concerned. We are being spooked. Oh no. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that is wild. That is absolutely wild. Goodness. Anyway, I was saying, this man, I'm not clicking it. I hate his face. But Fumichika Najima is such a fun name to say. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but like, the syllables. A 3% chance of it choosing that quote. Yeah, insane. Absolutely nutty. Bonkers. Wild. Love that for us. I love that especially because it immediately validates me. Perfect. I've been validated by technology. Amazing. Incredible. What a time to be alive. Right, Ray? It's meant to be. I'm also so glad that that is 3% of my notable quotes from streams. Wow. How memorable. Ugh. The man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end, but the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? And that same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. Oh my gosh! You think that's a coincidence? I think not! You think you've never come across these games because I block gore or adult stuff on my Steam? So I've blocked adult stuff, but I've like blocked NSFW, I've blocked like certain other phrases that we all know. But like I don't want to be necessarily like cut out of interesting games. I forget how exactly I came across this one, but it wasn't directly through Steam. I don't think. It might have just been in like one of those visual novel sales that was happening. But the other thing was like, I mean, I mentioned it, but this is Square Enix. You finally added it to your wish list. It is a bit too spooky, just like earlier with that jump scare. But I think I can play it. I mean, worst case scenario, my goal is to get through this on stream. But, if you do need a little chuckle, I would like to think that I can kind of cut tension when playing these games. Of course, because I'm like a little giggle factory most of the time when I get nervous. So at the very least, you can always hang out, watch VODs. I'll try and get these over to YouTube if I can remember. Because I don't mind playing scary games. With all that darkness lurking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nijima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the one who found the hand. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. Oh, that's a little weird. They said it was the only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nijima to justice. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. I could hear him say, "Nani?" I thought she was gonna say, "I'm actually the one who killed her." I guess it just wasn't that killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. Can we leave? Do we got more talking points to go? Something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nijima murders. Right? It's really convenient. One, that she found it, and one, she, like, led up to this whole thing. She was like, yeah, real convenient that it was found. Also real convenient that it, Still had a decipherable palm print with a scar across it. Weird. Fingerprints all over. It was only hers. Looking real suspicious. I mean, her family's full of cops. She'd know how to cover up a crime. Cough, cough, Taylor Swift. Cough, cough, cough. Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Najima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after... Oh, nuh-uh. Didn't know till you said that her frickin' palm is on it. No, her palm wasn't on it. She had mentioned that she had found the hand, like, floating. And that the palm of the hand floating... I think the fingers had... rotted, but that the palm print was still visible, and there was a scar on the palm that was, like, identifiable to whoever the victim was. And I assume she knew it was, like, identifiable to who the victim was because, like, of course she probably knew the victim. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. Oh. This was one of the trigger warnings I did not include. There is some propaganda in this. Like, of course, like, murderers are probably not the people we want to reintegrate into society. But certain prisoners, like non-violent criminals, have every right to be attempted to reintegrate into society, especially if, like, it's just not burglary, but, like, stealing small things. Like, it's probably because the people just were in a position where, like, they couldn't afford them and it was needed. Just saying, I do not necessarily agree with, like, some of the sentiment. And if, like, you are sensitive to these topics, I do apologize. It is not representative of, of the, mentality of the channel here. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals new identities, so they wouldn't be recognized in the workplace. Oh, are you joking? Japan has a huge problem with fixing their laws regarding these things. Makes sense why this game's too real for IRL Japanese too. No wonder it's become popular. Oh, alright. Of course, like, as an American, I'm not aware of Japanese politics. But that's interesting. Also, want to give quick heads up, Twitch is saying I have an ad break, in progress. That's my bad. If you were hit with an ad, I do apologize. We'll be back in, like, what, 20 seconds-ish? Oh, man. Okay. I have to just finish the ad. Okay. Okay, so it's not entirely lying to me. She said this happened 20 years ago, right? She said it happened 20 years ago. I don't Gosh, I hate this man's face. It's entirely possible he has rebranded himself and is out of jail. I know. I should have given warning. Jump scare. So, I really don't want to, but I'm trying to remember this man's face. New neck lady. Neck lady. I'm not familiar with that. Probably for the best. I would like to not be familiar with that. Okay, so it's entirely likely that somebody else here, some old man, might look vaguely similar, and I have to keep an eye out, because we're probably going to be like, oh, the murderer! It's him! But I feel like them highlighting this is of utmost importance. She doesn't have a neck, it's all chin. Yeah, I'm not sure if I... My bad for this bad attempt to joke. It's not a bad attempt to joke. I'm really not familiar with neck lady. New identity. Yeah, this is gonna be important. I just don't know how yet. So I'm gonna have to... I don't wanna have to keep referencing that man's face. The way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumachika Najima could be out on parole right now. Okay, well... Yeah. Back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser? It's possible. Okay, this feels particularly messed up. If there's a murderer that was let out... I don't like to think about murderers being let out of jail. But I feel like that in particular is something that the general public should be aware of. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if that was Najima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumachika Najima. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remembered, too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. Why would they release him into the same city that the crimes were committed? So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Suspend. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Was Haru's son killed by this creepy man too, or just the cut up body one? Okay, so Haru's son was kidnapped by an unknown individual. We suspect it was a high school girl that has since committed suicide. Her son was kidnapped and killed a year ago. I think that's it. But yeah, I think it was, I mean, as far as we know, it was just the body that was found 20 years ago. That was cut up by the creepy man. We do not know who actually killed Shuichi. We were just told... I don't think I have her picture. But there's a high school girl that allegedly lured him away. And we were told that she was lured away. Oh my gosh, we don't have the other guy's picture either. We were told Shuichi was lured away by a school teacher. A school teacher talked to Richter Kai and was like, hey, this girl might have blackmail material on me. I'm scared she might kill me. And I think she was the one that lured Shuichi Shigima away during the kidnapping. Yes, Richter is a private investigator. That's him. So Haru hired Richter in hopes of discovering more about her son's kidnapping, because her son's kidnapping investigation was kind of bungled by the police. You're quite interested? I know. Oh my gosh. I'm like, everything being so closely tied together, I'm like, all right. What secrets have you got? I gotta know what's going on here. But unfortunately, we don't have all of the little profile pictures quite yet, because we only get profile pictures for people we've, like, directly interacted with, I think. So, like, we have Shogo Oki and Yoko Fukunaga because these were the first two characters that we played as. We take on control of Shogo in the prologue. So he's like the tutorial. Light spoilers. He... no matter which path you take, it does not end well for him. But he was trying to help Yoko, and then somewhere along the prologue's path, you come in contact with Haru. I know. It's just like, he's very plain, I think, just for the sake of being able to, like, for the player to be able to connect well with him. It's just like, oh, he's just a college guy. He's just a guy. Just a normal dude. There's nothing really, like, he's just along for the ride, and the girl he was helping, Yoko, she was trying to get her dog back. But yeah, we've got Haru that we're currently tracking. Tetsuo, we'll get to his path eventually, and then we're missing a high schooler. The third protagonist, third main protagonist is a high schooler. Cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume. Oh. Okay. This is our story chart. So right now, we do not have enough information to progress any further along here. So we'll have to go along with Tetsuo or Yako. Yako Sakazaki is the high schooler. She's the girl that's investigating her friend's alleged suicide. So there will be somehow conjoining paths, I guess. Maybe.
Hi, stream.
Tim has just returned.
Hello.
I was just
heads up. I forgot you were streaming. That's my bad. I'm for real. That's my bad.
I was just about to say, I think that's a good place to call it because we are at a bit of a dead end in terms of path progression. Yes, hello, Tim. Chat says hi.
What's up, chat? What is it? Is this like, is this Danganronpa kind of thing?
It's not Danganronpa. It's a visual novel where we're taking control of different protagonists to solve different deaths, murders. Kind of there, yeah.
Okay.
Except we also get control of a curse that lets us kill people. And if we kill 100 people, we get to bring back the dead person.
Wow. This is almost like Rain Code.
Yeah.
Wow.
This one actually is kind of like one of the cases in Rain Code because it's a high school girl whose friend committed suicide, in quotes. I know. And she's investigating her friend.
Oh, goodness.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's name, Tetsuo Tsusumi.
Yeah?
I just love the number of TS's in his name.
It's good, right?
That's such a phenomenally written name. I love it. Like, unironically, that's so great.
I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, we're gonna call it here. I'm gonna go take a quick peek to see if anybody we know is streaming, to see if I can raid over. She is supposedly friends with the suspected murderer of Haru's son. Yeah, Yako, she at least was friends with Haru's son's alleged kidnapper. I think that's the connection. Thank you for your contribution, Justine. I appreciate it. Miss seeing and hearing y'all play and chat. Aw, thank you, Justine. I know, I've been MIA for a bit just because life's gotten a little out of control. But I'm glad to be back. It's always fun to be able to stream. I've missed it dearly. And I was like, man, I really need to get streaming. And Tim just got back. Tim was out for today. He just got back. How do I go looking for people that are currently live? Oh! Oh my gosh. Let's go raid over. Somebody is playing a little Scarlet Violet. Let's go give them a raid. I'll be here next time you go live. I'm not invested. Well, I'll be playing Paleo Pines on Friday. Paleo Pines is a lot lighter in content. I get to run a little dino farm. Go around collecting dinos. Isn't that exciting? I'll probably be playing next week. Next Tuesday, I think. Hopefully. If all things go according to that. Wanted to see that too? Well, there you go. I've already played the demo for Paleo Pines twice. Also, thank you, Tulip, for our raid messages there. I'll go ahead and type out the raid command so I don't forget because I'm gonna get distracted talking again. We're gonna go say hi to KK. KK is playing Scarlet Violet. But I've already played the Paleo Pines demo twice, so I know what I'm getting into. But I really want to play it on stream because I want to collect new and different dinos and do some more things. But thank you all again so much for hanging out. I'm so glad to hear everybody is also as invested in this mystery as I am. I'm like, my brain is working overtime trying to figure out where all the twists and turns are heading to. But I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for all the contributions to the community goal. Thank you, of course, for keeping me hydrated. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Tulip. I will have a good night. I hope you have one too. Happy time zone, of course, to everybody. So have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I should really look into Nancy Drew because it's like right up the same alley as Phoenix Wright and like Danganronpa. Love those. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and raid over